Morning, everybody. I'm your spooky host. Welcome back to more Pokemon Draft League. It is, in fact, week 3 of the Pick Your Pocket Monster. Well, it's technically week 4 now, but we're covering week 3 of the Pick Your Pocket Monster Draft League. Scarlet Violet Nat Dex League. I'm your host, the spooky host. And today we are going to be going over all the matches for the week. Let me just post a quick link here. Ooh. How's everybody doing today? Be live with, instead of Phil this time. And we'll do the fire emote, of course. We always do the fire emote. Alright, here we go. Alright, so I hope everybody is doing well today. We are going to... Good morning, Pyroki. How you doing? Very nice to hear from you. I hope you're doing well. Let me know what's new. Let me pull up the matches for the week, and we will just get those queued up. And that's going to... That is... Oh, this is going to take a second. Man, there are a lot of matches in this league. I will tell you what. Maybe I should just do the highlight. I mean, it's nice to have like an hour's worth of stream. An hour plus. Was out sick from work today, so there's that. But otherwise, a pretty simple day. Very cool. Well, I hope you feel better. I hope it's not anything too serious. Hey, what's up, J27? I hope you also feel better. Although I assume you guys are ailed by different things. Alrighty. Look at this. We've got everybody, all these matches queued up. Let's get the viewport right. Yeah, that's looking real good. That is looking so good. Alright. So I probably won't be super... I'll do my best to keep up with chat. It's gonna be tough because I'll be on a call with Noah, our special guest for the week. Got the neurovirus. I've never heard of such a thing until now. Parky said, mine is stubbornness. Boss spent most of the yesterday trying to convince you to go home. Well, I'm glad that they're looking out for your best interest. That's very good. That's very good. I hope both of you feel better. Let's hop on the call with Noah. And we might need to do audio balancing for like a moment. So I would ask that you just give me a little bit of patience here. Discord lock. Yes. This isn't the first time I think I've heard you say that before, actually. Hey, Noah. Let me know if you are there.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can everybody else hear him? Or, I mean, can you say a couple things?
I need to turn off those. Okay, can you hear me, Austin?
I can hear you. I can hear you pretty loud and clear. So I think
I need to turn off the Twitch, the stream, because that was coming in lagging, and that was really throwing me off.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
I might be able to share screen
I think we're
in
good
here.
now.
Let me turn.
Oh yeah, otherwise the Twitch chat's gonna be behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn music volume down a little bit, and I will turn the Discord volume up so people can hear you better. I think I click on you, actually. No? Can you not pick specific people to turn their volume up and down? I thought that was the case. Noise suppression, deafen, user settings, I don't know. I'll just turn my...
Can you screen share on Discord like a Teams call?
Yes, I will. I certainly will. Okay, I think this will be better. Okay, so we've got volume, and now in the call, I will share my window. I will share my browser window. And let me know if you got that.
I think so.
You got it?
I'm watching the stream through Discord. Is that what I should be doing?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, I'm in.
Awesome, fantastic. So, howdy everybody. Week 3 of the league and things have been crazy. We'll go over the standings and everything at the end, but we're gonna go through the matches first. This is Noah, veteran of the league and undefeated record right now, right?
That's right. That's right.
Let's go. Owner of the the creator of the Trick Room team. You actually invented that, right? That's the impression I got.
Yeah, I think I'm the first one to do it.
Yeah. Ever. That's
If
fun.
not the inventor, at least the current owner of it.
Yeah.
The current master.
Yeah, I think you definitely have the deed at the very least. So excited to see what you're gonna do for the rest of the season. I don't know if we play in the regular season, but if not, I'm sure we'll meet in the playoffs.
Yeah, I looked. We don't. Unfortunately.
What a shame. I had my lagging tail prepared and everything. All right.
That's all right. I'm glad we don't play. I already have to play Phil, Caleb, Alex, and Luke, so I got a full schedule on my plate already.
That's very rough. That's very rough. The J27 says, I was definitely thinking of Trick Room with Spiritomb, but Noah definitely has the monopoly on it. Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. That's Stack Attacka. That's nasty. Let's get into it.
Yeah, shaking it up.
Yeah, let's get into it. We're going to start with Pat versus Greg here. What do you think about the matchup here at a glance? We got two newer players, I think.
I mean, I think that it's interesting seeing some of these guys, Pokemon on new teams, getting really Dracovish. It's interesting seeing how Dracovish has performed this year versus last year with, all of the specific setup built around making Dracovish amazing.
The rain and the scarf and the rest of Matt team supplementing it.
Dracovish team has some interesting choices with the Shuckle to play a big defensive wall. And, every time you're going into Zoroark and you never know with the illusion what you're getting yourself into.
Yep.
I think we got an interesting matchup here.
Yeah, I think so too. One thing I do notice from Pat that's on Dine is just we got a bunch of kind of goobers here. Like these guys are all like kind of weird and tricky. It's like it feels like the meme team, but also that Galarian Corsola totally 6-0'd a team last week. So
Did I lose you, Austin? I can't hear you if you're speaking.
Oh, you can't hear me. I can hear you, and I know that my volume is coming out through the call. I know that for a fact. I'm gonna progress here because we got a lot of matches to go through, and we'll catch up with.
Can you hear me now, Austin?
Yes, I can. I could hear you the whole time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. My wife took my car, and I think my phone connected to her audio instead of my headphones, and I lost you for a second.
I've done that before. I've stolen my wife's call by
I was
pulling
like,
up in
"What's
her car
going on?"
before. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. It happens. No worries.
Okay, we're good. She's gone now, so we're good.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll get into the first matchup here. Halucha here against the Greninja to start, and we'll just keep this going on low or slow speed. Immediately gets psychicked out by the Zera Aura, which that definitely hurts. And then a kill right back, so aggressive. No sticky web or anything for speed control.
Interesting. I was interested there in the seeing Dracovish having your Greninja who's dark now. Okay, fine. Maybe you want to take him out. To throw in Gardevoir as your sacrificial lamb was an interesting option.
Yeah, I wonder if like Empoleon could have taken things better, or and there goes Zoroark.
I don't know if that's exactly who I would want to pick to just take a Vicious Ren to the face.
Yeah, you need some of these yeah, look how well it took it. That was very impressive. And there goes the Dracovish. I see something interesting on Pat's team. You could, I think with the Shuckle, the sticky web potential for like a banded Dracovish sounds really good. You could get nasty with that. I think I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah.
And if anybody can summon rain, I mean, maybe Belly Bolt can. You've got a bundle that can get off big Hydro Pumps. You've got Dracovic, which could do 1,000,000,000 damage. That could be pretty good.
Yeah. I do think watching a lot of these games, the biggest thing is, obviously a lot of these Pokemon, you all draft high value ones. Obviously they have skills that make them good. But I definitely think it's clear sometimes of how you can underutilize some talented Pokemon without giving them the proper support coverage to really maximize their abilities.
Yeah, some Pokemon are definitely missing like one or two things to really flourish. They just need to get rid of like that one type that walls them out, or they just need a little bit of speed help. And the rest of the team can definitely facilitate that. And down goes the cute goth girl. What an absolute tank. I like Empoleon defensively on this team. It can handle a lot, but I think I'd like to see Stealth Rocks come out or something like that. No real resists or Stealth Rock here, and with a lot of switching, that would do some good damage. Nothing. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Ooh, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, there's some...
The Belly Bolt is going to be a problem now.
Yeah, this team from Pat is like half like hyper offense, half like stall Pokemon. It's very wild. It's getting the job done. The war criminal. Night Cypher says, lurking, just ate, hydrating, want to walk Coco. She's a 10-year-old mini poodle. I still drive from sleep debt. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you recover. And I hope you're
interesting choice from Greg here. And I've seen this a lot this year, which is, it can be effective. But the mixed attacking, very interesting. We've already seen Empoleon run Hydro Pump and Blizzard, and then Empoleon was running Earthquake. I get the idea of running Earthquake because it's super effective, but I'd be interested to see if these EVs were leaving a lot of damage on the table by trying to do mixed attacking instead of specializing in one thing.
Let's see what we got.
Max
special attack with Earthquake.
All special attack and then running Earthquake, right? You're leaving a lot of damage on the table. Though it is super effective, you might really get more from a stab Hydro Pump than a super effective Earthquake that, is lacking some of that actual attack stat to really see it flourish.
Yeah, you definitely want to be careful in what you're investing in. If you're picking mixed attacks, usually I feel like there should be something very specific, some kind of interaction you're preparing for to get the flip on somebody. Like this week I ran I shouldn't say this week. I was thinking about running this week a physical Mew that had Vacuum Wave, just for priority against a King Gambit, which is like 4 times a week. I didn't end up going with it, but that's like a very specific option. It's 4 times effective. It hits like the bad defensive stat. So it doesn't need some of that stuff. J27 wondering if anybody's using the Calc Dex. Yeah, we should probably encourage people to use that. But we'll keep it moving here. We've got Josh versus Diego. Another 2 newcomers. Josh with this unbelievable Sun team, and Diego with a nice balanced team here. If I'm Josh, once again, definitely getting out there with the Torkoal immediately to get the Sun, and then maybe looking for a big setup opportunity for Gouging Fire. So I'm probably looking to get the Gastrodon and the Clefable out of the way before I start to set up.
Yeah, I think definitely start Sun. Maybe even a Stealth Rocks that would really do a lot of damage on the Zapdos and the Chen-Pao.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, Cliff Fairy would be able to probably avoid it, which is going to be a tough, right? With the double dragons and a dark.
Yeah, I think that's right. Other than that, you might want to use the Sun to break through, because Clefable does have Unaware, but that's just a stat boost, not like an environmental effect. So you could still get off big Hydro Steams, or more importantly, like a big Heat Crash or Flare Blitz from Arcanine or Gouging Fire. That might be able to do it. Let's get this
Yeah.
game going. Oh. There we go. And starting off with the Gastrodon with Josh with the classic gouging fire lead. Going right into the Raging Fury. What is Raging Fury? That's a
I think it's like a fire version of Outrage.
Oh wow. Well, I mean,
I think it is.
see with the sun, he might
Yeah,
actually be making
yeah.
some progress here.
Yeah. It's like fire Outrage.
Whoa. Call me Live One. Thank you so much for the follow. That's very kind of you. I hope you're enjoying Draft League tonight. And there's the yawn to put the gouging fire to sleep. No good opportunity
Pull him
to set
out.
up there. You
Oh,
got
he
you
didn't
got to
pull him
get
out.
out of there. You're confused. I can't believe you got the earthquake off though.
He's confused and drowsy. You gotta take that man out.
You got to get out of
Now
there.
he's asleep.
Call me Live loves the
Ugh.
panda theme on this channel. Pandas.
That's for gouging fire.
Commissions. I'm very confused. Zapdos comes in, and I guess you get off like a hurricane. Yep. And that's going to definitely do some damage. I can't believe how long this gouging fire is staying in here. It feels like last season I had gouging fire, and this thing, unless I was like setting up and like max defense or something, like I was dying pretty quick. The big ground weakness and a couple other things.
Oof. Back-to-back hurricane hits and confusion from hurricane. It's a favorable hit there.
Yeah,
And there's the miss.
yeah, the odds are pretty crazy. Call me Live. Yes,
Body
it's a
press.
ghost.
Oof.
It's like a spooky ghost theme stream. So sorry I didn't understand. And there goes the Torkoal, a little weak on the specially defensive side. And not getting a lot for it, but the sun is up, so maybe Walking Wake can come in.
Ooh.
It's going to be neutral to the electric type moves, and Hurricane's reduced accuracy.
Storm drain, right?
And there's the Storm Drain.
Yeah, storm drain.
What is he going to do with it? Big Earth Power? Dragon Pulse, not going to do it.
There we go. Good pivot into Dragon Pulse, though.
And Earth
there's
Power
Earth
does so much. Wow. And the Spadef drop. But we'll be able to do it again unless... So Zapdos comes in. Big Weather Ball probably would have killed with a Hydro Steam with the stab boost. But good coverage. Definitely good coverage. Oh,
Again. Oh, jeez Louise. You're already faster. You don't need the extra priority.
certainly not. Yeah, what outspeeds on
Oof.
this team? Like Chen Pao? Maybe.
But the only thing, Chen Pao Sucker Punch, maybe.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Oh.
close combat.
Yeah, I
Oof.
think there's definitely some type matchup understanding that needs to happen between these two players yet. I like the flame charge there. I think I'd like a flare blitz more, but
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah.
a flare blitz.
Well, again, we had another mix attacking, right? Running Hydra's team and then jumping in with the Aqua Jet,
yeah.
which, again, like you said, right? If you're going to run something like that, it should be for a very specific interaction, not just because you think it's a good move.
It's the flash.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean priority is definitely good to have. I don't see a ton
Also,
of
there's probably no chance Arcanine's allowed to Terra Evolve, right?
Oh, yeah. Arcanine's got to be like an 11 pointer or like a 12 pointer, maybe. I mean, it's got.
There's no way
great
Arcanine's
base
under 9
stats.
points, I would think, right?
No, there's no way. I would have snatched that up so fast. I would have grabbed it like first round if it was.
If it was under 9 points.
Yeah, first round Terra Arcanine. Deal the Sentry.
Terra Normal, Extreme Speed,
Oh
Terra
my God.
Fire, Eruption.
What do you do?
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
All right. Well, there's
All right, well, there we go.
no way to break
Big
through
win
Heatran.
for Big Man Cosmo.
Big win for Diego. Moving on, we've got Crazy Steve versus Molly. Steve with some close ones early in the season, and Molly on like a little bit of a hot streak. I like the buttery free here. I think that's a lot of fun for like a 1 point kind of shitter. That's like, I mean, Butterfree's great. What do you think?
I like the Incineroar. Let's see, we got how many physical attackers we got? Incineroar into the Arcanine, the Infernape. No, what's his name? Sorry.
Annihilate.
What's the primate evolve form? Annihilate.
Yeah.
And the Crocodile, 3 physical attackers. The Intimidate plus Parting Shot, just to kind of have some attack control there.
Yep.
It's
a
gonna
lot
be
of pressure.
Could be a problem. And then we got, I guess a rain setting Politoed.
Yeah.
So he can help Durulodon with his
Big
what is like that
electro
steel
shots.
move, right? That yeah.
Yep.
Does he have anything that big electro shots are going to be good into?
So it's gonna do
Not particularly amazing.
Yeah, it's getting Volt absorbed. It's probably good prep on Crazy Steve's part to bring. I mean, Gujo's not taking anything from that. That Incineroar might
It's
have
going
an
to be
Assault
neutral
Vest.
on the Ogre. Yeah.
Yeah, neutral. Butterfree doesn't want to take it, but Butterfree also doesn't want to get hit by like a pebble in the driveway or anything. So
Yeah, Butterfree doesn't want to get hit by anything, so that's not really an electro shot problem. Yeah, I think it should be good. We'll see the fight. I think these look like pretty two good match teams, 2 interesting build plays. See how it goes.
Should be a good one. All right, so we're leading with the Politoed and the Butterfree. What a beautiful thing. And get that rain set for the Electro Shot and our Chowdon. But wait, we've got the Stun Spore.
Oh, the Butterfree at the Stun Spore.
Now, the old Chrysler building here is surprisingly fast. It's like freaking, what, 85 speed or something? Pretty good for a giant building. Or a stapler remover, depending on how you look at them.
Do like, isn't he supposed to be like a bridge? I thought he was supposed to be like a bridge.
Yeah, he's like a drawbridge.
I like it.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty fun design. 2 Electro Shots will take out the Incineroar, but he's pretty weak and he's kind of slow. I feel like that's a big defensive problem for Steve's team. So to get some damage off is good. So out goes the our Chowdon. Good predict. And now the big fairy comes in and he's gonna get some okay damage off with a Knife Spinner, but then gets obliterated by a Dazzling Gleam.
I'm assuming Togetech's holding the Eviolite here.
Probably. To take so little from a attack boosted Great Tusk has to be.
Again, I don't love the throwing in Durulodon there. He's paralyzed. He's gonna get
Yeah, I guess just kind of.
He didn't have the time to put him in there to take a free hit. If he wanted to do something, he couldn't afford a free hit.
Yeah, I don't know if that was like, hey, I can probably get a big hit off on Gudra with like body press. Or maybe it was like, I'm just going to sack Durald or Archaldon to get into another guy.
Yeah, but then he sacked it right to go back to Togetech, who also just died. So it's tough.
A little
it's
rough
tough there.
for sure.
The sleep powder, though.
Yeah,
Is Butterfree rocking a wide lens or something? Just powdering everybody.
That's Compound Eyes. It has like 90-something% accuracy on sleep powder.
Oh, nice.
It's a very cool tech from Steve. I know for a fact I helped him. We prepped together a little bit for this one. That is a Choice Scarf Butterfree, which is devious.
So he just comes in, drops a spore, then bounces.
Yep. Tries to, and he dies if he gets hits. But I mean, that got off 2 paras and what, a sleep in this match, which is
that's pretty good return.
Nice for your Butterfree, and you only have to bring it to 3 matches, so it's not like a huge use of your resources or anything. And Hornleech, that's a big Ogerpon, incredible. Probably, honestly, who's the better rain team right now? Looks to me like it's Steve.
Well, the Ogerpon, yeah, that's not fun. The the rain's not doing anything for Molly at this point.
No, I mean, what? Kilowattrel's going to come in here, get off big hurricanes for free. Hisuian Gudra likes the rain just to stave off like fire attacks a little bit more, I guess.
Oof.
And there goes the Crook.
There it goes. Steve with
finale.
the big win, the Ogerpon.
Steve with the big
I
win.
like the Ogerpons. I think the Ogerpons are a great Pokemon.
I agree. And at the price point they're at, it kind of makes me surprised, especially seeing how they're doing in like OU and like the competitive scene. The Ogerpons are just going nuts.
Yeah, they're good value for what they are. I mean, I think
Oh,
they
yeah.
got really good base stats. Who doesn't want a good? The Ivy Cudgel's a great move, just objectively, no matter which type it is.
Yep.
So
And
yeah, I like them.
the mask item that they have to hold, it's like, one, it opens up an item slot for the rest of your team because you're not running like a band or anything that somebody else wants. And two, it's just amazing even if you didn't have to use it, because it's a 1.2 times boost to all of your moves. That's crazy.
It's basically a life orb that doesn't hurt you.
Yeah, that's wild.
And it works great for all of them. Play basically the same way, right? They're just like your traditional, good attack, good speed.
Oh yeah.
With enough bulk to not die, right? Like, so what would I want to put on them? Just a little bit more damage.
Yep. Yeah, and they've got these like good coverage options with like how like grass and water work well offensively, grass and fire works well, grass and rock works well, other than like steel types, so they just work well. J27 says more para in weeks 3 and 4 than 1 and 2, because para is broken. That's what's going on. And Slender says maybe people watch the stream and get inspiration from other games. Yeah, everybody's starting to think it's a great strategy when they see everybody not able to move. All right.
Do you ever help when you're helping people prep? Do you ever find it fun to try and so I prep with my brothers a lot, and they'll play someone random. It's always fun to try and figure out how would you play someone else's random team.
Oh yeah.
It's always fun. It's always a fun exercise.
Well, when I do that, particularly in like a league where we're all playing each other, I feel like I learn more about, like, I learned so much about the team that I'm prepping against, or that, like, if I go to play the person I'm mocking as later, like, I feel so prepared because I've already tried to build something like powerful with it, and I've like looked at all the angles and stuff. So it's one of those things where it's a win-win. If you help people prep, sometimes it helps you too.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
All right, we've got.
All right, what we got here?
Solon versus league champion Caleb Siswisix.
Yeah.
Obviously a super scary team here. We've got Prankster Sableye. We've got Spectrier, who's a top pointer, just with those fast Grimnay boosting attacks. And then you've got some hazard setters, Piloswine and Clodsire, which is nice. And then Galarian Zapdos is obviously just another kind of just fast, strong Mon. Definitely got some kind of scary stuff on the other side, though. Feraligatr can get there pretty quick with like those Sheer Force boosted Life Orb Dragon Dance boosted attacks. And then you never know when Poltegeist could go to town here, right? Where's the Ghost Resist?
Yeah, I think the only problem he's going to have is... now, Sableye's pretty weak, but Sableye could Sucker Punch. I would think that Shell Smash Poltergeist outspeeds Spectrier, probably.
Yep.
And then Piloswine with the Eviolite and Clodsire, both just like... They're just walls. They're hard to get through, so... but I do agree. I mean, I think the Poltergeist Shell Smash is probably the scariest thing on that side, right? I mean, anytime you can get a Poltergeist going, is a good feeling.
Oh yeah. So let's see how this one plays out. Man, I'm so glad you're here.
I like
my throat was destroyed by this time last stream.
I like our Piloswine seeing Mamoswine, a little evolve form action here. Familial bonds.
The whole family's back together again. What a blessing.
Oh, man.
Great. All right, let's get it going here. So we've got the Sableye lead. I think that's a classic for Caleb against the Rotom.
He loves his pranksters.
He loves his pranksters. It's, oh my god, last year in the playoffs I lost to him, and I prepped for that. I feel like I only prepped for his Cleft Key because I was like, I'm just not gonna be able to do anything. I'm gonna be so paralyzed. Double burn, absolutely neutering the Feraligatr right off the bat. This is very tricky. You've got, I mean, your Rotom, you don't really care about that being burnt. Toxic's the Clodsire, and then unless you got Earthquake, you pretty much got to get out of here. Yeah. Umbreon comes in. Wall versus wall.
So Caleb's been setting up his whole thing with I like the heal bell. That was
Yeah,
great.
that's good.
Cure the burn. Very nice.
Saving your for alligator.
Just to come in and get poisoned.
Better than being burnt.
Better than being burnt. He's got earthquake here to do some damage.
Goes for the liquidation. Probably not knowing about water absorb.
Yeah.
Oof. And
And
there's
then
the
gunk
crit.
shot.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's definitely rough.
So Caleb's been, his whole thing this year has been with he basically uses all his super annoying setup people like Clodsire and Prankster Sableye and Pillow Swine. Probably not Pillow Swine, but definitely Clodsire and Sableye, just to go and lay statuses everywhere. And then your Spectre comes in and just hexes everything.
Yeah.
And so now we have 2 spikes down. Everything that comes out is going to instantly get poisoned. They're going to go into a Grimnade Spectrier, and now we just hex everything to death.
it's just over.
A little cursed body, just to shake it up a little bit.
I think he's still got Shadow Ball on this too, just for the occasion. And there it is.
Shadow Ball. And unfortunately, they have Reflect and not like Screen Up.
Yeah, that would definitely be a big help right now. So I think a thing to keep in mind with Caleb's team is that there's this move that exists. It's called Taunt. And when you do Taunt, you can stop people from doing basically moves that don't attack. So if you're up against like a Claude and it's not threatening you physically, if you're up against the Pillow Swine and you're not threatened by it, or the Sableye, and you're typically not threatened by the Sableye, hit the taunt button. Just hit the taunt, set up, go to town. That could definitely help in, I think, a lot of these Caleb matchups.
Yeah. And this is kind of how he played all last year, too. If I'm the Trick Room guy, Caleb is the prankster, annoying, non-damaging move guy to then just come bring in his. Last year was Marshadow, this year Spectrier.
Yeah.
He is all about 4 supporting people who are going to just make your life really annoying to then bring in his ace and this sweep everybody at the end. So
yeah,
I mean, this was a classic Caleb game right here. Sableye, Clodsire, Spectrier. It's all we need.
Yeah, and Spectrier is like perfect for that role, just with how good the neutral coverage on ghost moves is. Like, I didn't see a ghost resist on the other team other than, so there's Umbreon, but you've got the toxic spikes down, so that's gonna die. How did it die? Was that
it came in, he hit it with Shadow Ball because Hex was disabled. It went to like 12 health. It then toxic Spectrier, and then it was over.
Okay, yeah. Definitely need a way to threaten it a little bit more. It's not, one thing I've noticed in this league early on so far is that people are like, okay, I can get a toxic off on some of these faster Pokemon with like my tanky Pokemon. And that's like, that can be good, but a lot of the times the offensive fast guy is going to do its job before the toxic matters. If there's a better way to make progress, you might want to look for that.
Yep. Yeah, definitely agree. And if you're thinking about the values of these different status conditions, Toxic is built to get rid of these guys that you just can't get through, right? I'm not going to be able to bully some of these traditional walls, whether that's
like a Suicune or like
your bulky waters, a Vaporeon, an Umbreon, a Alola. These guys who are super annoying, and for whatever reason your team can't get through, Toxic's great. A little bulky on bulky battle. These things like Spectrier, Toxicing is not going to matter, but paralysis would be a big deal. If Spectrier's speed got cut in half, that really neuters its ability to be effective and do what it's trying to do, right? By outspeeding you and killing all your people before they can do anything. So, obviously stat conditions are really good and poison's a really powerful ability. But knowing when and which status condition is actually going to provide value to you based off what you're going against is really a big thing to consider this year as you're battling.
Yeah, I think that's extremely well put, to the point where I have nothing else to say. Great job. Next, we've got, it's your match. It's Noah versus Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you take the lead on this one?
All right. So, hey, Jackson is dating my sister, so I do know him very well. He's a good guy. There was a lot of smack talk coming into this event, and I did tell him that my goal was to 6-0 him. So when this ends in 5-0, you'll see my heart break as it happens.
Did say
But
that.
it was a good game. Jackson's been new to last year. Was his first season. Gotten a lot better since last year.
Yeah.
So his big thing he's been really excited about, he really wanted Meganium. During the draft, he drafted Meganium, and Alex immediately said it was the worst pick in the draft and that Meganium is absolutely useless. And so Jackson has decided that he's going to make it his goal in life to figure out how to make Meganium good. So that's kind of where we're at for him. My team, I've really gone two ways this year. Obviously, Trick Room is a big part of my team. I am called The Room.
Yes.
But my big switch up this year, which has really provided a lot of balance, I think, to the traditional Trick Room, is Sandstorm.
Yeah.
The Sandstorm with the Rock team is really powerful. I found the boost on the special defense of Rock types is really no joke. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Yep.
And being able to use, I think that a lot of the setters for Sun and Rain are kind of duds, other than the fact that they set right. Like Pelipper and Torkoal are interesting, and the fact that they set makes them. That's really their only value.
But then they're not
being
so
able to have
threatening.
Tyranitar as your setter is pretty sweet. I mean, he's a pretty cool Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Regardless of the fact that he can set Sandstorm. So I've really been excited about my team. I was inspired by the Draco Fish last year that I've decided that Draco Zolt is going to be the new MVP this year. So
Currently is,
this
right?
goal, yeah, after this game, well, spoiler alert, after this game, Draco Zolt had played 2 games and has 11 kills. So
Holy moly.
Draco Zolt is putting up numbers, feeding him the ball.
Absolutely. Jeez. What was your approach to playing this match specifically? What were you worried about on team?
Yeah, so I think going into it, the biggest thing is I actually had told him before that there was one Pokemon that he had to bring. Otherwise, Draco Zolt basically swept his entire team, and there's nothing he was going to be able to do about it.
Okay.
And that was Meganium. In fact, just because of the electric typing, and he's bulky enough that Draco Zolt can't kind of one-tap him. And so if he gets a Leech Seed down, it could be kind of annoying. So
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing, ironically, that I was nervous about. Not that I couldn't get through him, but my goal was 6-0. So Meganium was going to be a bit of a challenge.
Yep.
And other than that, I mean, obviously, Chi-Yu, a wall, you could decide to go focus Sash, but with a Sandstorm team, probably not the best move.
Yep.
And Klefki, watch what Caleb did with Klefki last year. Klefki and Prankster is always
Super nasty.
always a threat. So, that was my goal. Was really, I figured with the Sandstorm, and I just have some bulky guys. They have a hard time getting through.
Yeah.
But the goal was trying to figure out how could Draco Zolt do it. So that's why I ran Life Orb Draco Zolt this week instead of Choice Band. Knowing, especially because of the Zora or whatever his name is, that electric guy that has.
He'll suck up the electric
Zora.
Volt Beak.
I had to come prepared with a little bit more coverage moves this week.
Yeah.
To get around some of these hard electric counters.
Yep. Very cool. All right, well, let's see how it played out. So, setting that sand early and up against the Klefki. A little bit spooked maybe by a steel move. No? You both switch out. And now, definitely the matchup here was in Jackson's favor, I think. With Poison Psychic, could have gotten off a big shell sidearm and disabled maybe one of your Trick Room setters. And
Bad here. The Thunder Wave into Magic Bounce.
yeah, must not have known about that. Mystical Fire is going to be a 2-hit KO, so you can't keep Klefki in there if you want to use it for later. Definitely a Pokemon worth saving and probably not worth sacking. I like the Slowbro pivot because it can take a couple hits and switch in and out. And you gotta imagine that you're going to switch out here. No, set up the Reflect. Where's the Poison move?
Yeah, should have gotten a shell sidearm or something.
Yeah, is
Gunk Shot or.
This is a special Pokemon, so that would definitely pay. Okay, gets the health. Stall out some turns with your 1 million effects that are on the screen.
Sandstorm, Reflect, Light Screen. We're keeping it interesting.
Yeah, you know.
We got rid of Trick Room.
There's the flame.
And now.
Does this have a poison? I
Dracozolt.
have to know. Does this have a poison move? No Pokebased. Okay. I feel like you gotta have quick draw, quick claw, shell slide arm. That's the. I mean, if you're gonna bring Galarian Slowbro, you gotta style on him with the shell side arm. Look at him. So no more sandstorm. Big earthquake comes out, gets the first kill, and is this where things begin to snowball? Kartana, that's probably a one-hit kill. No, with the high defense, it's
Nope.
not.
We bring back the
Nice sacred
and
sword.
Tyranitar survives thanks to the reflect.
Oh yeah.
And Sandstorm's been put back up.
Buff keys in against Dozo. Another crazy wall. You better have like a, I guess, Zera Aura is gonna be strong enough, I think, with that electric stab, even though Dondozo's got that crazy defense. Let me catch up on chat. Hierarchy says, "Gone are the days of Leech Seed toxic." Yeah, that feels very good for like playthroughs, but it's kind of tough. Kind of tough to pull off in competitive. Slender talking
So
about.
I think now Draco Zolt pops off.
Oh yeah. Keep your eyes peeled,
Yeah,
folks.
I think-
What's gonna stop him? Artana? Well, we're in the same situation
Nope,
as
I
before.
think he brought Flamethrower.
Oh, nice. Now there, look at that. So that's exactly what we were talking
Oh,
about. This,
perfect. Yes. You're right. That was exactly what we talked about, right?
Yeah, big physical attacker brought the flamethrower 4 times coverage against a Pokemon with low special defense, and probably not something that Jackson prepped for. I don't know if I would have.
Yeah. Actually, hey, I don't know. I don't hate to mess up your rhythm here.
Oh,
Can
you're
we go
fine.
back too? Because I think this is a lesson.
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
And this happened against Caleb also, so I don't know who's what. Go back actually 2 more turns. Let's go back.
Okay.
What? Okay. Get me in. Yeah, let's go here. Start here.
Okay. Paralysis.
Body press. All right. Dondozo's like, now I'm like, all right, Dondozo's not going to get through Clef Key.
Yep.
I mean, we're just going to sit here and waste Sandstorm and nothing's going to happen. So let's switch it up because Draco, he's clearly not trying to do damage.
Yep.
All right, so we have spikes. Okay, so now we're here, right? And Draco Zolt's got all of the advantage. He can't get paralyzed because he's lightning type or
Yep.
whatever, right? So we get the kill. All right, pause right here. I think this is a problem. Well, hold on. Let's let him get the next person in. All right, Kartana.
Yeah.
So this right here is a good example of, I think this happens a lot of times.
Yep.
Now, one, let's just pretend Jackson doesn't know that Draco Zolt has Sand Rush and his speed's actually like insanely high right now because it's doubled in sand. So
Yeah.
maybe he thinks he's faster and he's going to get a kill. If
Mhm.
that's the case, okay, fine. That would be reasonable.
Yeah.
Let's say he does know that I actually have Sand Rush and I'm going to outspeed Kartana. The move that I think people don't do enough and that Jackson would have done right here that would have probably not won the game, but it would have at least slowed down the Draco Zolt roll.
Yeah.
Is instead of putting in Kartana, put in Meganium.
Yeah.
Because Meganium's not going to die to Draco Zolt, and we're going to stall him out. You could lay a Leech Seed to set up for your whole team and make me bounce out. You could, I don't know,
What
do
does
a bunch
Meganium
of different
do?
things.
Screens. Meganium does screens. He could set up a big
could-
reflect.
He could do anything, or even at very minimum, just stall out the Sandstorm.
Yep.
That, right? The Sandstorm's down to 3 turns. Once Sandstorm's down, Draco Zolt doesn't have double speed.
And
And as soon
Tyranitar
as Tyranitar
dies.
comes out, he dies to the spikes.
Although,
so-
I think he might get the Sandstorm off still. I don't know.
Okay. Either way, it makes me have to reshuffle the whole thing, and then I have to put Draco Zolt back in, who then gets hit by the spikes, and he has Life Orb, so he'll basically die
And the
after
Sandstorm.
1 hit coming in.
Actually, Sandstorm
So-
Sand Rush probably gets rid of Sandstorm damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't get hit by the Sandstorm, but he would get hit by the spikes, and he would get hit by the Life Orb that he's holding. So
Yeah.
he really would only have like 1 more move. So my point just being, like, we saw it earlier today when Draco Vish was going into, I think it was, doesn't matter, whoever it was, they put in Guard Warrior just to like take the hit.
Yep.
You guys, if you're bringing something that is like its whole job is to take hits, definitely like use it to take a hit.
Yep.
This would have been a good example where you could use a Meganium to really take this hit, stall out, and give your a team a good chance to reset. Instead, you throw out your best guy, Cartana, who is in a bad situation, and maybe you get surprised by the flamethrower, but it was just a high risk move that never needed to be taken when you had a guy on your bench sitting there whose basically whole role in life would be to
take
stall
it.
out this moment.
Jackson, if you're looking for the thing that Meganium does well, it's
take
switch in and
hits.
take a hit.
Yeah, especially from an electric attacker.
Yep.
Right?
Not
I mean, I'm
be
going to
very
hit him with the flamethrower, but it's going to be regular super effective. I'm not really a special attacker, and it's a coverage move. So
Yep.
he would have taken it just fine.
Yep. I think that's a great lesson.
It's a deep lesson, and it just gets worse because he then throws out Cartana, and then we still don't put in Meganium.
Yep. Now
we waste Zorora, who then just gets worked by Earthquake.
And if you
which
waited
we've already
2
seen
turns,
Earthquake.
If you waited 2 turns, Zero Aura would have been faster than Dracozold at that point, and maybe could have made some stuff happen.
And then Chi-Yu comes in, and we get the kill because again we're using our awesome sweepers in a really bad spot.
Yep.
And now Dracozolt is finally the Meganium's out, and Dracozolt's at 4 health, and I have everybody else at full health, and now it doesn't really matter.
But the MVP is about to make some work happen, I believe.
Yeah, so this is where we get the 1 kill, and
oh my God, Chris.
it's disappointing how this goes down here. We're gonna get a 5x bullet seed by Meganium, and it's gonna barely kill the Porygon.
Oh my gosh, that's very unlikely.
Dies.
Incredible.
And then Stakataka comes in, and obviously Meganium can't do anything.
I think your true MVP right here, Stakataka. I think it's just so hard to break through, and also it's so threatening all at the same time.
Yeah, well, with the flexibility of being able to run the Sandstorm, and then all of a sudden he has 50% special defense.
Yeah.
But then also be able to Terra out of a terrible typing of Steel Rock combo, and Terra Steel. Gyro Balls are coming in at pretty much consistently 150 base power.
It's nuts.
With double stab, he's basically getting 300 damaged Gyro Balls basically at will, which is pretty disgusting. So
again, glad I don't have to play you in the regular season.
Anyways, I know that was a lot. Thanks for willing to listen to me work through it, but I thought that was a lesson that I don't see enough of. People just are wasting their good guys taking hits that they don't need to take hits for.
Yep. A27 thinks that was loaded dice Meganium. Only time will tell. I don't know if I saw an item on that or not. Alright, next we've got Phil versus Alex, the commissioners of different leagues. 2 excellent players, and definitely tough to play against. Pretty balanced team on Alex's side. Maybe lacking in the speed department. Actually, severely lacking in the speed department. But going to be very effective at setting up hazards and keeping them on the field. The problem is your spikes are getting avoided by both Gliscor and Moltres. And you're also getting set up on a little bit by that Glamora. And then your Ferrothorn is very threatened by that Moltres. Yeah, I'd like to see some more speed from Alex. Like, it's got some bulk to it, but still.
It doesn't have that. I mean, we've seen it a couple times with my Dracozolt, Caleb Spectrier, right? It doesn't have that one guy who, like, once you get the right Pokemon out, it's just gonna run.
Yep.
Right? I mean, it seems like he's going for just like to overwhelm you with bulk, which, hey, it can work definitely sometimes, but it's going to be tough probably to consistently win without some ability to really, hit home runs.
Yeah, I think if I'm Phil here, I'm kind of like, I'm just going to Volt Switch with Tapu Koko constantly, and then as soon as I predict the Rhyperior switch in, I'm going to Nature's Madness, take out half its health, and just kind of whittle the team down that way. And if I've got my Rocks or Toxic Spikes up with Glamora, probably not Toxic Spikes immediately. You have to get rid of the Pecharunt first, but That could be pretty nasty. Let's see how it goes. All right, we got the Glamora lead, oldest trick in the book. I think I'd like to see some more like. Oh, that's a good toxic on Rhyperior. Rhyperior needs that. And there's the Sash, gonna set up the toxic spikes. Huh?
All right.
That's corrosion. Right? That's corrosion Glamora. Interesting. What was it? Oh, it was gonna poison Ferrothorn. That's gotta be it. Right? That's gotta be what it was going for. And there's the
I don't know
focus.
what else.
Yeah. We got
The focus. What's the special attacking Machamp that's coming out of the woods?
Champ. You love to see it. Gliscor comes in, is going to get parting shotted. Into the Articuno, obviously threatening a big ice beam. You gotta imagine Phil's probably trying to get out of here. Yeah, goes in the Moltres. We got a battle of the birds. You love to see it. Rocks are off the
Default
field.
to clear the rocks.
Yep. And then Rhyperior's back in. Obviously, yeah, Moltres isn't gonna be able to do anything against it, but you don't need to do much. It's poison. Just having it on the field is valuable because it's dying. And here's the Coco. Goes for the Grass Knot, and now Coco's honestly just free. I hope it has Volt Switch because there's nothing stopping it. This might do a little bit of like it could take a hit. It could definitely take a couple. Oh wow, he's really breaking down these walls. Maybe I'm silly.
Why is did Alex not bring like a gyro ball or something?
Maybe not. This Nate, yeah.
I mean, he trying to get through here with body press.
Yeah. Well, what else wants to be in front of this? Like the rest of his team gets decimated by Coco, so I think he's just like, this has to be the thing that breaks through it because everything else is slower. And
I guess I don't know. The body press into his team looks bad. Who is body press good into? Body press is not going to be good into Iron Leaves. Body press is not going to be good into Tapu Koko. Body press is not going to be good into Moltres, and body press is not going to be good into Gliscor. Who was the?
What was the?
I don't know who the body press was for.
Was he iron defensing? Trying to boost up attack while stalling something out, and yeah, so it was an iron defense body press. Like you're gonna hit your max damage. Oh, this is tanky. This is max defense, max special defense. So tough to break through.
But I guess he got taunted, so he could never use the iron defense. But either way, I think was gonna have a hard time getting through with Nature's Madness, just crushing its health. Doesn't matter if you have all that health, if you're all that defensive, he's just gonna Nature Madness you.
Yeah, like I don't blame him too much. Like otherwise, you pretty much go out into Pecharunt, who's only got 80 base special defense. So like that's gonna die fast too, and everything else gets one shot. I think. Like Driftblim.
Yeah, it's definitely a bad matchup here for this team. I don't really know. I mean, Samurott gonna come in and lay some ceaseless edges, but he's got plenty of people who don't mind taking a ceaseless edge.
Yeah, that is.
Articuno is not gonna move the needle damage wise.
The Iron Leaf's coming in. It's gonna switch out. Gliscor comes in. Hopefully, went for a water type attack. Sucker punches because that was a psychic type, and does get a big Aqua Kiter off. Could have killed the Gliscor probably without the sucker punch. There goes the life orb. So I mean this thing's strong, but without like Swords Dance, I think it's gonna have trouble cleaning this up. There's the Swords Dance, and then what does he do with it?
But it doesn't have an item. It's just not fast enough.
Good Aqua Cutter.
It's gonna get a kill here, but it's not gonna. Tapu Koko was gonna come in and destroy it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Fairy is going to resist the sucker punch. Switches out to maintain it because it does have a good matchup, a fairly good matchup against the rest of the team.
Nature's Madness? Why would he run? Wow. That's crazy. He ran Nature's Madness there.
Yeah.
I guess he just assumed that it was such a bad matchup for him that he just took him out.
Yeah, I think that might be the case.
But he doesn't really... I don't know why he doesn't just run like a Thunderbolt or something. Seems like a ballsy move.
What is... Does he have it?
What's he running? Nature's Madness. We haven't seen Volt. What have we seen him do other than Nature's Madness?
Grass Knot and Taunt.
Oh, Taunt and Grass Knot.
Sorry to stop the momentum.
Does he have an electric move?
What's he running? He is running U-turn. It's no,
He
no
doesn't even
electric.
have an electric move.
Oh my god. So he's running terrain
So that
extender.
Samurott actually could have smoked him, and he didn't even have an electric move.
My man is running terrain extender Coco in order to power up Terra Electric Machamp with choice specs. This is great. Draft League is amazing. Oh my god, Phil. Let's go.
Oh
great.
man! So that actually the Samurott with Swords Dance was in prime position to do serious damage.
Yeah, I mean, how do you know that though? This is like the craziest.
No.
Well, no.
This is a crazy.
Yeah, a U-turn might still do pretty big damage from Coco
But
though.
in that case, he did use Nature's Madness, and he would have killed him for sure with Swords Dance Aqua Clutter.
Yeah, he's still pretty threatening. Oh, well, yeah, that's a good point. So, tricky. But you gotta respect, like, if Samurot's your win condition, you have to respect the possibility of Coco running an electric move.
I feel like what just happened right there was like that one move was the entire purpose of how this team was built.
Yeah, I think so too.
He now has gotten, somehow he got it in effect. The only 3 people he has left are all weak to lightning, and he ran special attack Machamp, who's running Terra Blast, and didn't get affected by the strain sap because he's running choice specs.
It's incredible. I think
Just kills him.
Phil's been sitting in his office writing up scripts and scripts of just different timelines to figure out the perfect setup for this, and he made it happen.
Wow,
incredible! I've got to call that the
moment.
game of the week. I think that's my vote
Yeah.
so far. Just because, like, not only was it a gimmick, but like it was something that had to be set up for, and then it was effective. Like, a lot of times you see these like nonsense things, and it's like, whatever, okay, you ran like special Machamp and died instantly, but that was very effective. So good on Phil. Incredible stuff.
It was just such a like a gimmick that so fundamentally doesn't even make any sense, but the fact that it worked is even more impressive.
Yep, absolutely incredible. Next match, we've got Alex F versus Jeremy.
No,
No, this is
that's
wrong.
Luke.
Oh, that's Luke versus Jeremy. Is this wrong? Oh no, I was just reading it wrong on the sheet. Yes, it's Jeremy versus Luke. Luke having one heck of a season after being Coach of the Year last year, Couch of the Year. Shout out to Luke's power rankings, which came out this week. A pretty thorough document about the state of everybody in the league and their rankings. Unexpected.
I agree. Good to
very
have people
professional.
participating.
Yeah, the culture is just out of this world in this league. We love it.
Right. That's right.
Looking at this matchup here, we got some classic walls and some strong offense from Jeremy. I like the kind of possibility there to just switch between Hippowdon and Corviknight and Toxapex and take big hits and then counter with this like versatile Dragapult and this very strong Weavile with high speed. I think I hate the Altaria pick. I think it's pretty bad, honestly. But the rest of the team, I think, is pretty neat. Maybe Corv is a little bit passive, but honestly, just slow U-turning and taking hits and getting in your Dragapult to finish things off can be big. And that Hippowdon Sandstorm is going to be a good chip. What do you think, looking at this matchup?
Yeah, I think that it is definitely one where he's got some very clear diversification. I think we see a lot of times people build teams with, like, it feels like 4 to 5 of like the exact same Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's good to see some clear, like, your Toxapex and Corviknights versus your Dragapults and Weaviles are very clearly like 2 different roles.
Yeah.
You've got your attackers and your defenders, so it's definitely a role-based team. We'll have to see how they actually are used appropriately, but definitely one where he's got the right pieces to be like, I got my attackers and I got my defenders.
Yeah, I think I want to see some rocks come out from Jeremy to I don't know who resists it other than Ival, which is, Ival's super scary in the first place, but I think on both sides, it's like you're either keeping an eye on Iron Valiant or you're keeping an eye on Dragapult and just trying to figure out like what is the set this week, since they can run so many things. And well, let's take a look at how this turns out.
The Sucker Punch Honchkrow, shouldn't the Sucker Punch Honchkrow be a problem for Dragapult?
For Dragapult, for sure. If you get it in on it, you got to fear the Weavile, and it's like you're not going to do much against Corviknight. Honchkrow's not going to do much against any of the walls here, I don't think. Oh, but there's the Weavile, so you're not very scared of that. That's good tech there. Good coverage.
This is where I think that this is where I mentioned about how we use them. I guess this is my style of play. I feel like you're better off to really set somebody to start. Like, okay, we should have started with Hippowdon.
Yeah.
Set the Sandstorm, get a little. Now you got double flinched, which is unfortunate, but you can lay some rocks, do some stuff. A Weavile start right into Swampert and then just going for it is.
You got to keep that around
ballsy.
till the end. You got to find your opportunity to get in safely.
Yeah, too many checks just to like leave him out there and start the game with that, in my opinion.
So, here's my thing. Where's the grounded poison type to take the toxic spikes? Where's the removal? I'm seeing like the clearest path in the world for Toxapex toxic spikes. And that ruins Swampert. That ruins bulky Iron Hands. That ruins bulky Celebi. No, it has natural cure. And it can chip down that Ival to a low enough health that you can maybe get a kill with something you would normally. I think I'd love to see toxic spikes on this thing. And I don't know if it has it or not, but I think that would be huge. Maybe the rest of the team is very poisony.
Just starting with this is where I go with the start, right? You start Toxapex, you lay spikes. Fine, he starts Swampert, so the Earthquakes hit a little bit too hard, then switch into Corviknight to get the free switch, right? You know he's going to run an Earthquake into you.
You've got Regenerator. You don't
get
care.
Regenerator off with Toxic Effects, so Regenerator's going to pop up, and you're going to get back decently again to possibly lay another spikes to get the Toxic instead of the poisons.
Yeah.
And then you wear them all down, and then they all get poisoned and low enough, and then the Weavile and the Dragapult can come in and clean it all up. But throwing out Weavile to start without getting anything down to support it,
risky.
It's a tough hill to climb for Weavile.
Yeah, if you're gonna bring one of those fast, strong guys at the beginning, I feel like you either got to pivot them out and deal some damage on the way out, or I want to see something tricky like a Focus Sash Swords Dance set where you're just breaking through something immediately, like take a hit and just make sure you're in a place where you can actually kill something, because oftentimes you'll sacrifice your guy for 70% damage when you could have come in later and gotten the kill.
Yeah. Definitely agree with that. And
here's the Altaria.
There you go. You know he's going to do the Earthquake, so you throw in the guy who can't get hurt by Earthquake.
Life Orb. So does he have Ice Beam? Mixed coverage?
Arcade. Ugh.
Ice Punch?
Oof. I would have liked to see Corviknight instead of Altaria in that matchup, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know what Swampert does against Corviknight. Even if it was like Surf. It's still not going to be enough. There goes Powdon. And you do have a good matchup here with Dragapult if you want to get Dragapult in. Now's the time. Okay, there's Corviknight, who does like super resist Celebi. But it's like, what are you doing? Okay, that's good. That's good. Got some momentum. But that was a fast... Go ahead.
This is again where like, okay, now Dragapult's out into a giant wall.
Yeah.
Like, what is Dragapult gonna do into Iron Hands, who's at full health, isn't poisoned, isn't damaged? Like, it's just not gonna like. Dragapult's strong, but he's not super effective into him.
Yep.
This is where you, like you said earlier, you had gotten Toxic Spikes out, and then you could stall him with Corviknight, get him into range, and then kill him with Dragapult.
Yeah.
But without the setups, the Thunder Punch and Iron Hands is just about to just run train on Corviknight here.
Yeah, if you get Toxic Spikes up early, you can just switch between Altaria, Hippowdon, and Toxapex all day and just heal and switch and U-turn and heal and switch and U-turn. And then by the time one or two of them dies, like Dragapult's staring down like a 50% Swampert or like a 25% Iron Hands, and it's like easy to make it happen. But big Aura Wheel there. Get the speed boost. Big kill for big Morpeko. Everybody loves Morpeko.
Yeah.
All right. Great match there. Another good win for Luke. Also undefeated. Now we've got Chris Prather versus Alex F. Pretty scary, but kind of ice weak team from Chris. A lot of the top guys here, like Darkrai doesn't exactly resist it. Latios is weak to ice, and we've got Landorus who's like super weak to ice. I'd love to see that exploited somehow, because the rest of the team isn't like great against it either, except Melmetal, and like you kind of want to keep that safe. On the other side, you've got some neat setup potential. With you've got the Belly Drum Azumarill, maybe you've got Swords Dance, Bisharp, which can get in. It can definitely get some big damage in with priority, and then you could do like Nasty Plot, Crobat, all kinds of weird stuff. And then I love the Slowking Galar. What a great pick. You get those chilly receptions into your guys that you want to keep safe, like particularly Urshifu. Slowking Galar is like a beautiful combo.
Does Quagsire run Water Absorb?
I think so. Here's the thing: if I'm kind of new to Pokemon, I don't know exactly what Chris's experience is. Like, I'm probably running Water Absorb most of the time. I'm only running Unaware if I was a more experienced player, then I'd start running Unaware. So it's kind of like, where's Chris's experience level? And then does he see something on the other side that's scary? Like, I'm not afraid.
Well, I was thinking huge power Azumarill Jet, Aqua Jet, but I guess he either runs Water Absorb and then it doesn't work, or if he runs Unaware and then his speed does, or the increased attack doesn't matter. So I guess Quagsire hard counters huge power Azumarill both ways.
Yeah, I guess like Play Rough could probably do it. Play Rough could definitely do it. So I think Unaware would be the move here.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, yeah, against a couple of these threats, it would be nice. I don't know if Urshifu can boost or anything. All right, let's get into it. Let's just fracking get into it. 5 matches left. We're doing great. All right, we've got the the Houndstone right off the bat against the Lando. And Lando gonna do what Lando's gonna do. Set up rocks, pivot, intimidate. Just a great... You could bring this every week and you'll never be disappointed. We got the raw Play Rough. Definitely better than the Charm we were seeing the past, especially in week 1. And probably going...
I'd still like to see a good... I'd like to see the Belly Drum at some point this year.
Yeah,
I think it's such a classic. The Belly Drum Azumarill.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it.
Let's get aggressive. I mean, you got the bulk to do the Belly Drum, take the berry, and probably survive a hit. Might as well do it. At the very least, do it for the fans. And Melmetal doing 1,000,000 damage to Houndstone. Wow, is that Bandit or something? Or is that like no defense Houndstone? Sucker Punch not gonna do it. Melmetal's chunky.
Melmetal's just... I had Melmetal last year. He's just a thick boy, dude. His attack was so high.
He's just a thick boy, man. There's Urshifu going to take the Ice Punch like a champ. This must be a... Man, that did less than I thought. That must have been like a purely offensive Houndstone. That's what that feels like. Or maybe it wasn't running Fluffy. Was that a Sand Rush Houndstone? What's that? Alex? That's Alex F, right? No, it's Fluffy. Maybe I don't understand how Fluffy works. It was almost full HP. Huh. I'm surprised that did so much damage. Was that... And then, like, the Ice Punch did so little damage.
What was the move he used first?
Double Iron Bash.
Oh well, double Iron Bash just is it's just a strong move.
Yeah, that might be it. I didn't play. I haven't played Melmetal ever. Since your storm going to miss.
I think it's like It's like an 80 base power steel move that you like hits twice.
Holy.
And
that's crazy.
It's like pretty ridiculously strong.
So here, Toxic on the Lando is really great because Lando's like so naturally bulky and like intimidates when it comes in. So it's like hard to break through unless you get the ice beam specifically or like a surf. And and now we've got Alex S here. Alex F doing the roost. A little bit of Stone Edge. You got to be careful not to get roost Earthquake. But pays off big time and takes out the Lando with some good maneuvering. Now, here's Big Quag against Urshifu. What will you do? You set up spikes. I like it. Get those entry hazards. Post combat doing a little over 50. And I don't know. Maybe a Scald there would have been big. Because then you have the high chance for a burn. It is on a timer, but was Urshifu going to sweep your whole team in this go? You got to switch out for the Latios, right? And here comes in Slowking Galar. You could probably just... Ooh, Thunderbolt. Maybe predicting a switch? Rico Meteor not going to do it. And take a Sludge Bomb like a champ. And you gotta... Oh, you gotta switch out here. You could keep your Slowking. What do you need your Bisharp for? Here's the Roost healing. Bulky Crobat living like crazy. I gotta take notes. I've got Crobat in my other league.
Wow. Bulky Crobat, interesting.
Yeah, bulky Crobat. May 40. Oh, it was half damage from Latios, but still. There's the Toxic. We got Toxic Stall Crobat, but it is not going to like that Future Sight. Going to have to keep that in mind, but in 2 turns, you could probably just switch right into Bisharp, and you don't care.
No, he's not going to mind the Future Sight. He's got like 1/3 special attack.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point. And there's 44%. Not doing a ton because he's so bulky.
Oh, well, never mind. That seemed to hit pretty hard still.
Yeah, I wonder if that was...
Did it get reset because he, like, left?
That's interesting. Future... That's weird. Did it?
That definitely shouldn't have hit that hard. I mean, I know it's super effective, but it shouldn't have been that hard. I wouldn't have thought. 1/3?
Yeah. Future Sight calculates its damage when it hits rather than when it's selected. Future Sight uses the user's special attack and hit the special defense at the time the damage is dealt. So I guess it calculated the special without the drop because Latios switched out.
I did not know that's how that worked.
That is wild. Okay, so I mean...
So you can just like Draco Meteor, then Future Sight, bounce, get back all your stats for your Future Sight.
Not bad. The 2 dark types, you could have switched in on that and kept your guy. These Crobat's like hard to break through for the rest of the team. I mean, you don't want to take an Ice Beam from Darkrai, but you've got a Azumarill, which, ooh, you're kind of low on health. But I mean, Aqua Jet's doing some good damage.
You can't be taken out. Why would you take out Urshifu there? He's not just gonna die to the spikes and the Stealth Rocks.
Azumarill comes in, you're taking so much damage, and you got to go for a water move there.
Drain Kiss.
That might be just not understanding type matchups. And then Urshifu dies.
I think he had Urshifu, and Urshifu might just die before he does anything.
He does get a turn.
He's at 1, but...
And gets the Drain Punch. But he's going to get outsped by Darkrai, right? And Darkrai can certainly do 28%. Right? Shadow Ball.
Shadow Ball. Oh.
And he wins. He makes it happen. He makes it happen anyways. Incredible job.
Wow. What a...
Surely that Darkrai had another move on it.
It didn't have Dark Pulse on it. Didn't have
Oh, just do the Ice Beam.
anything.
Just do the Dark Pulse. Wait a minute. What?
Sludge Bomb.
Wait, didn't we say it's Shadow Balled?
It did Shadow Ball. Are you looking at the right week?
I must not be. I must have clicked on the... Man, I literally just clicked... This, I think, is the wrong link. I think that's the wrong link.
It definitely
Shadow
just
Balled.
used Shadow Ball.
Yeah, that's wrong. Anyways, whatever. Doesn't matter. Great game.
Well, it should have used one of those other moves that apparently it didn't run, because
literally
that would have killed it.
Any of the other ice moves would have been... moves would have been fine.
Running a coverage move that is not very effective is a bold strategy.
Yeah, so it must have just been some unfamiliarity with the type matchup, but maybe he thought that fighting was weak to... I mean, sometimes, like, those interactions between, like, Dark and, like, Psychic and like, Fairy is a little bit fuzzy because it's not so intuitive, so maybe it was just a misunderstanding of, like, Dark versus Ghost versus Dark. That's why everybody needs to get comp decks.
That's fair. That's definitely fair. Those odds are definitely odd.
Yep. Cool, so here... We've got Jaden versus... Oh, this is Jaden. Oh, that was the other Chris. Now we've got Chris Prather. Did I miss? Oh, I clicked on... I'm a little behind. Give me 1 sec. I gotta get this one. Sierra versus Judah. This is my wonderful wife Sierra versus Judah, the master of the mouse. Very threatening setup Pokemon from Judah, like all over the place. You've got Swords Dance, Speed Boost, Scolipede. You've got Swords Dance, or I think maybe Nasty Plot, Aegislash, Dragon Dance, Tyrantrum, Dragon Dance, Salamence, Tidy Up, Mousehold, Terra Normal, Technician, Population Bomb, and you've got Big Volcanion, who's just kind of solid. From Sierra's side, I love Thundurus into this team. You've got one resist to electric moves, and it's Tyrantrum, which whatever. Celesteela is looking good for physical defense. I like Volbeat to scare some of these like setup Pokemon with Thunder Wave, and then Roaring Moon's obviously looking pretty scary in the back. What do you think, Noah?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this has the makings of a good matchup. We'll see if how they're used. I think that the Celesteela, the Eviol like Gligar, and the Fairy into what, 2 dragons for Primarina?
Yep.
Is a pretty good setup. I think that, I mean, Judah's got some serious attackers, but I think that it seems like Sierra's got some pretty solid counter walls, and her own Roaring Moon, who will be a problem for... Well, it's a problem for everybody. Roaring Moon's just a really strong Pokemon. So.
Yeah, that's so scary in the back. I can't... Its stats are unbelievable. All right. Let's get this going.
I like our little Roaring Moon Salamence.
Yeah.
Battle here.
Staring each other down. Big Volt Switch immediately from Thundurus for big damage. Goes into Celesteela, who... What is Scolipede going to do against Celesteela? Sets up some spikes, gets the speed boost, which is pretty nice. The Mirror Herb... which I assume was for, like, I think Cloyster's on that team, for Tidy Up Mousehold, or Dragon Dance Salamence, and the Endeavor comes out, which, nearly ruins the Celesteela, and is going to get Draco Meteored, so definitely rough to lose your big defensive wall so early. Very clever Endeavor play by, Judah. In comes the Electric Resist, but it's still going to take 37 from Volt Switch, so can't do that too many times. The Spike is starting to wear down Sierra's team a little bit. Out comes Aegislash, who takes minimal damage from a great Ice Beam. Obviously resisted. Flip Parent comes out, good momentum. Something's taking an attack, though. Going to be Volbeat. Going to get Toxic. Yeah, that's pretty good, because Volbeat can roost and paralyze and do some tricky stuff, so good to wear it down in one way or another. There goes the Gyro Ball, but your scary Aegislash is paralyzed at the least. Gligar setting up rocks and is going to be able to take these physical attacks all day. Setting up spikes. That's big for... Oh, doesn't know about immunity. Clearly, you've never met Gliscor. And here's the mouse. Probably going to set up to tidy up. But it is going to get rid of that for both sides of the field. And now this thing's a little bit scary. It's the knockoff to get rid of the wide lens, which is big. Now the accuracy problem is kind of out of the way. But where is the Terra? Surely, maybe it's Terra Ghost or something. Must not be Terra Normal. Takes out the Gligar. And now it's 5-3, looking a little spooky. In comes Primarina.
Oh, man. Can we pause this right here? All right, my second big... Can we go back? My second... I'm ranting on my biggest lesson. These are like the things... There's like small things that obviously our new people do that, you know, you just kind of learn, whether that's like immunities, you don't know how immunities works, or...
Yeah, that's just experience.
Surprising abilities or something like that, right? So there's clearly like a base level, and sometimes people make those mistakes, and it's sad, but, you know, you can learn those things. The real things that I get, like, to go, if you want to be someone who's like goes from the mid tier to the top tier, in my opinion, is these small switching things.
Yep.
The fact that he's sitting here with Population Bomb, Mouse Hold, with his boosted speed and boosted attack here,
he's probably won.
Like, that's a pretty good position to be in. Now I know you don't have wide lens, but you're never going to get wide lens back. So right now is as strong as he's ever going to be.
Yep.
If he happens to miss and Population Bomb stinks and he misses, then sure, it's sad. But you're in a good spot. Boosted attack, boosted speed. You're going to outspeed everything, and you're going to pound everybody for a full Population Bomb.
Yep.
I mean,
nothing wants to take
that's a pretty good position to be in.
Yep.
No, he doesn't have a rock type. I don't think we have, or she doesn't have a rock type. I don't think she has.
Celestial is gone.
She doesn't have a ghost type that can get in. There isn't Rocky Helmet probably on anybody at this point. So there's not really any reason to try and take out Mousehold here.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but this is the waffle of the week. It's not going Population Bomb here. That is a throw, unfortunately. I think you got to hit what's in front of you. I think if he just spams
Population Bomb, he could miss or whatever, but he has Population Bomb until he misses and wins this game if he doesn't miss Population Bombs.
Yeah,
none of these guys are ultra bulky. He doesn't even need that many hits. He doesn't even need like 10 to kill any of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's been running like especially bulky, like Assault Vest Primarina, so it's gonna have HP, but not like physical investment probably. So
yeah. Anyways, that's my high horse frustration there.
No, I get it.
Now he just chases the rest of the game. It's like we got him out to what? So Volcanion can take this, and then somehow Volcanion doesn't have a Sludge Bomb. So what's Volcanion doing here?
Maybe he was... Is there any chance he was like very worried about Rocky Helmet? And he was like, this is definitely Rocky Helmet. I mean, even if it is, you're okay with the damage.
Yeah. Even if it is, like I said, that's the strongest Mousehold will be. So now that you've taken him out, all he can do is come back later and be less useful than he was right then.
Yep. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. Big burns with Steam Eruption on two Pokemon. They don't care about it too much, but that would like to keep their health. A little bit of a war of attrition here. I didn't really like seeing that Thundurus get put in danger at that point, because it seems to be... It outspeeds like the whole team and gets off free Volt Switch damage. I think I would have rather just stayed in with this Primarina and fought this battle. But Primarina might also be kind of a comfort button, because it is just like this like greatly typed, like decently statted guy that can just like make it happen to a degree. Excellent Dragon Dance here though. Very good awareness. And now what does Judah do?
Now it's funny, we're in the situation where okay, pause it here. I don't know, can we pause it here again? This would have been like, so expecting Judah to make this next move seems a bit unlikely, considering we just did the whole like Mousehold was in this exact same position 5 seconds ago.
But this is like the opposite. You have to get out, and you have to intimidate again and again.
Yeah, I was like, you might Salamence is your answer here, right? So if Salamence can survive one hit from Roaring Moon, Salamence then easily sweeps the other two.
Yep.
So Salamence come in here, intimidate, and now just sacrificial lamb your other three guys to keep putting in Salamence and keep intimidating him until you can survive one Dragon Claw, and then you win.
Yeah, and then you
Now,
probably
it would have been a pretty next level move, considering you could have just kept in Mousehold the whole time and won from that.
yeah.
But it would have
But
been a
still.
funny gimmicky way to come back this game, just to keep spamming Salamence Intimidate.
Yep. It's sometimes that's what you got to do. I've done that in like Pokerogue and stuff a few times. Big knockoff kills that.
Or you could have King Shielded there.
Yeah.
Could have King Shielded and
I don't
lowered
know
his
if he's
attack.
been. I don't know if he's been running that.
How can you run an Aegis Slash and not run King Shield?
It's a great question. I don't know. And then okay, so it was
And that's
Terraghost.
the Mousehold who doesn't, and we have the Mousehold who doesn't have attack speed, doesn't have speed, and now just dies.
Yeah, a shame.
This was definitely one. Judah's my brother. It was one that I helped him prep for, and then you just watch it, and you're like, "Dang,
Yeah,
you had it," and
that's
then you lost it.
that's funny. I was helping Sierra prep, so we were prepping against each other, and we didn't even know it.
Didn't even know it.
Yeah. All right. Now we've got Jaden versus Chris Prather. Jaden hanging out in the chat. Howdy. Wow. What a bulky set of mons. Like just like imagery wise, like these guys all look huge for some reason.
They do. Even
Yeah.
Lapras, I feel like Lapras is huge, even though he looks small.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Why does Lapras look like the smallest thing on the screen?
Lapras, I visualized the fact this Lapras looks smaller than Palmot's throwing me off.
Yeah. So we've got. So I'm noticing two things. One, Scarlet looks absolutely crazy in this matchup. You've got steel, 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 grass, ghost. So my whole thing, I think, is how do I kill this Alomomola? And then, like, weakness policy, weak armor, Scarlet to like finish the game. You need to be able to survive a priority grassy glide from Rillaboom, but other than that, like, you can really go to town. I also really like Garganackle Salt Cure into most of the team. Go ahead.
I would say, as far as surviving, I think doesn't his business premium move or signature move Bitter Blade or something that restores his health?
That's a good point.
If you can survive one thing, you're back to full health in 5 seconds.
Yeah, you're in good shape.
And you'll definitely survive a grassy glide from full health. So you just have to survive one hit, basically trigger your speed boost, and off to the races, basically.
Yeah. J27, Jaden says running a massive fever during this match, so that's tricky too. Here's a piece of advice I'm going to offer because I played Chris week 1. This is an extremely ground weak team. It's like just Rillaboom, and then everything else gets like smoked by like a Scarf Crook, or even like just like a Banded Crook can just earthquake all over this team, and there's like nothing to resist it. So I know you didn't draft this team; it was kind of handed to you because you came into the league late, but gotta shore up that ground resistance. I think that needs to happen.
Austin, do you know what the reason is? This is bigger than just this league. Why did they take Levitate off of Gengar? Was Gengar that broken out in the world? They're like, you know what? We need to like neuter him. Of all the things they have out in the world to worry about, neutering Gengar seemed like an odd thing to do.
Yeah, with power creep at that point, I don't think it was that important. I don't know. Maybe it's because it like doesn't actually levitate, but like we know it can canonically from like the show and from like Snap and all kinds of stuff. It's a great question because they don't normally monkey with abilities like that.
Or at least like they don't usually like take them away. I mean, maybe they give you new ones or something like that, but especially a Gen 1 guy like Gengar, who's such a classic, for them to be like, yeah, we need to make him weaker. We hate seeing Gengars out. That seems odd.
A little surprising for sure. All right, let's get into it. Go ahead and play. Let's see this here. There's Big Sarah. Okay, so here's the thing. If Scarlet is your guy, and that's the way you're going to make progress, I'd love to see it not come out first. Because you might get something set up and like break through some of the team, but then I think you're gonna get like wrecked later, and suddenly like your best option is gone. Like I'd rather use Metagross and Obstagoon to like bust through part of this team and get their
I
health
think
low.
though he kind of. I agree, Austin, but I actually think if he was running weakness policy, which I don't know if he is, that this might be actually your best matchup because you actually could like bait him into using like Ald
A
or
flip turn or a Scald.
flip turn or something. Some like, oh, I'm gonna hit him with a super effective move and turn Alola into some sort of damage dealer, but he's not strong enough to kill him, even with a super effective move.
Yeah, but is +2 Scarlet strong enough to break through like a big Alomomola? There's Poltergeist. That does 25. Misses a misses a Toxic.
Like
Taunt. Toxics again. Why are you toxicking Saraledge?
well, he can't. He got taunted, right? Yeah.
So there's the flip turn. And yeah, so I see that.
Policy?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm now, will he be able to get through him in the end? Probably. Maybe not. But if you run Bitter Blade, is Bitter Blade fire or is Bitter Blade ghost?
It's fire.
Bitter Blade must be fire.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is there you go again, though. Like we talked about earlier, you need to be putting Alola Mola back in to just try and stop him. Otherwise,
Yeah.
he's about to just run freely.
You did have an answer. So Jaden, you did have a way to get through the problem of like I need to kill things in one hit or I die. So that was definitely good. And like I guess most Alomomolas are probably running flip turn and probably not Scald. Because if you stay in, here's the thing, if you stay in, like it's still taking you several hits to get through Alomomola, but the tricky part was that Alomomola was switching out every time it attacked. So yeah, in this case, good call. And now there's nothing it can do.
And see, he just restores all his health. So when Alola Mola comes back in to flip turn again, it's back up to health and won't die.
Yeah. Wow. Incredible.
Oh, gets him.
Yep. So gets a kill off. That's pretty good. Grassy Surge comes out. You do have a full power Rillaboom here. Grassy Glide going to do about 41, but and then Fire Punch does some good damage. Waits for the burn, and now what? Quick Attack? No, Grassy Glide dies. And then now you go Lapras, Ice Move? Terra? I don't know if you could Terra with this. Out comes the Alomomola, Freeze Dry. That's going to do a lot of damage because it's a physical guy. And then Fairy Alomomola, you do get to Terra out of your weakness.
Alola-Mola's not a Terra Evolve? Is that true?
It's only an 8-point guy.
Oh, interesting. I guess maybe I just have nightmares because of how Nick used them last year.
Yes, Dragon Dance Lapras. I love it. So fun with Icicle Spear. What a tech. And it gets the 5. Is this loaded dice?
I think it is.
That's incredible.
Double loaded dice. We got loaded dice Lapras and loaded dice Meganium. Just two staples of the meta.
Yeah, that's incredible. Two staples of the meta that ran over my head for a second. All right, we've got Icicle Spear. Is going to... and it's going to protect again. You got a Dragon Dance here, I think. Or switch out. And do we see it? There it is.
Yeah.
There we go. And now what are you going to do? I mean, Lapras has like one or two more turns, but goes into Genesect. Keeping that Alomomola alive. So hard to break through. And resisted at +2. Resisted Icicle Spear is still doing incredible damage to Genesect.
I think I would have kept in Alola Mola there and just wished and tried not to die and then just knew he was going to die. I don't know if I would have let Genesect just take 75 damage to the face.
Yeah, because you got to do something with Genesect. Yeah, you want to keep Genesect healthy to burn through. the rest of these guys. That was just not knowing Purifying Salt, I think. But Salt Cure plus... Oh, you're going to have to get out of there. And what do? Go into Rillaboom? Flip turns, that makes sense.
J27, Jaden, I think you've been in the chat. You need to give me Garganapple. He's the missing piece for my Sandstorm team. He will just never die.
Don't give him Garg, whatever you do. I'll pay you physical
just give
money.
me Garganapple.
I'll pay you physical
money. He would
money.
just be... He'd be perfect on my Sandstorm Trick Room team. He'd be perfect.
He really would, though. And now we've got big leftovers, grassy terrain, Metagross just taking hits like a champ. Big Heavy Slam takes out Genesect. Wowie.
Again, I really don't like the switching in my sweeper to take a free hit. Just
I mean,
just not good. Not a good strategy unless there's like some real good type reason you're gonna do it.
Yeah, it's like, what are you preserving a low Momola for? Against, like, you can't toxic two of the guys and the other one just like wrecks you with like a double charge or whatever. U-turn.
Yeah.
Gonna do some damage, but then you're just gonna get heavy slammed and almost die. And now you're gonna get outsped. Heavy slam just wins here.
Yeah. I think the antithesis of the I have momentum with my guy who's boosted, let's not take him out is
It's a lesson.
I'm in a bad spot. I'm in a bad spot. Let's not make it worse by switching out somebody else to just get hit. Like sometimes you're just in a bad spot and the guy just needs to die, and that just is what has to happen.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, let's keep it going here. Only got 2 left. We got Doug versus Nick. Doug, who I just played this week. We got Rain. We've got Magic Bounce. We've got Meowscarada. Pretty tricky team. Just with some solid mons. You've got Cursed Snorlax. I'd say they're like, other than Pelipper, they're just like solid mons that like also benefit from a couple tricks. On the other side, you've got something pretty scary. You got Fire with Drought with Ninetales, which I guess could boost the Scream Tail. I don't know who else is taking advantage of it necessarily. Garchomp's scary. Necrozma. There is a Dark type on the other team and a Psychic type to resist like stored power sets.
I think whoever's running a Lowland Ninetales needs to trade with Nick, and they'll give you regular Ninetales. I'd like to see this. I'd like to see the Slush Rush, baby. There's not enough Slush Rush going on in our lives. Let's see the Slush Rush Zolt here.
Yeah,
I like to see it.
Snow is in style. Maybe make a trade for like Galarian Slowbro and do some like slow chilly receptions into your Slush Rush Arctozolt. That could be pretty cool.
Come on. That'd be great. The year of the Zolt. I want to see the top of the charts. Draco Zolt and Arcto Zolt.
What about Arcto Fish? Or whatever it is, the last one.
No, that one's the worst. That one's terrible.
Yeah, that's like... All right, so we've got the screens immediately going to kind of neuter the offense of Nick's team. I do think that Nick is a little bit of a new player. Kind of just smashing attack buttons with a lot of these mons. In Draft League, obviously, you're welcome to do whatever you want. Like, the beauty of Draft League is being able to do these, like, unique sets that work for specific, like, niche scenarios. Typically, Screamtail is valued because of its high bulk and speed, which is kind of unique in the way that, like, Sableye is, where you can do, like, prankster moves for priority, like, utility stuff. So, like, the neat thing about Screamtail is, like, get in and do like a Thunder Wave and be faster than the fast guy, or like, you know, get like Encore or Taunt or like something like that. Typically raw attacks out of Screamtail without some kind of boost aren't going to be incredibly effective. Now, what is incredibly effective is Rain Dance Kingdra with dual screens and Weather Ball. That's the oldest trick in the book, I'm pretty sure. I think if you go to the book and open up page 1, that's what it's a picture of.
It's Kingdra Weather Ball Rain. That's trick 1.
I think that is, and I like that. So maybe not with that specific set, like giving the Figgy Berry away. I mean, maybe that could work. But I do like the trick Scream Tail. You could have done like giving it like a lagging tail or like a choice band or something that like doesn't really work for it. Ooh, Doug's been running that weakness policy sent to Scorch all season. Big fan of it. Gotta keep an eye out for Shell Smash here. Nick could really take advantage of the rain, but no, the non-drought Ninetales comes out. Flash Fire could technically absorb Centiskorch. Okay, there's the overheat and the rain against the water type. Yeah, just gotta learn some Pokemon type matchup stuff. Expert Belt's kind of fun.
Listen, Nick, if you're out there listening, I did message to you specifically saying if you'd like to unlock Ninetales, put Drought on him.
Yeah.
So I hope you're listening. That would make Ninetales like 10 times better.
Yep. Big Weather Ball does a surprising amount against this Blastoise. Rain is one heck of a drug. Misses the Draco, unfortunate. I think that would have probably done it. Goes for the Surf. And thanks to the Figgy Berry, it stays alive, but it gets confused. Oh, gets hurt by the... Okay, so Nick, the trick was a pretty cool play. You got the confuse off 2 turns in a row.
Big brain Nick with the Figgy Berry confusion.
Oh my god. Now...
Nick's actually 3 steps ahead.
Yeah. Another thing, though. Pokemon have moves of different types. And while it is good use moves of your type, you probably want to have other moves available as well. So like maybe a supplementary like Ice Beam or Dragon Pulse. Something like that could be really helpful. Big Draco. Nice. Going to finish off the Kingdra. Mixed Garchomp, it looks like. And now you're going to get to Snorlax. You have full... Okay, you go for the Draco. That's where you go for the Earthquake, because Snorlax is a specially defensive wall. Ice Punch, going to take out the Garchomp. And now we've got Necrozma, Ninetales, and Screamtail. Big Flare Blitz. I do like the physical damage into Snorlax, but it's got thick fat, so it's effectively resistant. Good Will-O-Wisp, though. That's a great Will-O-Wisp, because now Snorlax is a little bit neutered. So here's where you go into Necrozma, and you start doing Calm Mind and, like, Iron Defense and stuff. And then Stored Power. That's what Necrozma does. Agility, Calm Mind, that kind of thing. And the Psycho Cut's going to be pretty neat. Unfortunately, Para probably would have gotten off another kill, honestly, without the Para. Oh, does get off another kill. It still outspeeds Snorlax. That is crazy.
Let's go. Not going to outspeed Espeon, though.
Yeah, 3-3. Ninetales comes out.
This is, again, if you have a guy out there who's paralyzed and is 1% health, probably should just let him die.
Yeah, just let him go. Just take him out back and, yeah.
Put him down. Just put him down. He did his job. He got a kill. What more do you want from him?
Give him the old Yeller, the Lassie, or whatever it is. Rest Screamtail, pretty cool. Snorlax took 9 generations to stand up. That's how slow it is. That's funny. That is true. It has like, what, 30 base speed or something? That is fair. Shadow Ball.
Not as slow as my Stakataka.
That's fair. That is fair. All right, Shadow Balling the Screamtail is going to take it out, and then I imagine Shadow Ball against Necrozma is going to finish this. And there we go. Good game to Doug. And Nick, I see you improving. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, last match of the week. It's me versus Matt. This is what I perceive as a nightmare scenario for Matt, because what do you do against Pheromosa? Just for the whole normal type team. So I brought Scarfed Pheromosa, because I'm like, I'm just going to remove any chance that anything outspeeds me. And I can just U-turn until everything is close to dead. I'm going to save my Pheromosa, make sure it's alive, and not just go for what's in front of me. And basically look for an opportunity to close combat and then spiral out of control. A lot of the other guys were there for support. What do you think?
I mean, it's a flawless plan. I respect Matt for two things. One, I love the idea of trying to like win on hard mode.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fun idea.
And he does it too.
Yeah. I think that this is like not just hard mode, this is like expert madness psychotic mode.
Yeah.
But I respect the challenge. I feel a little bit bad because Matt is so good. I feel bad that I feel like Matt is just playing this game neutered with this team. So in some sense, I love the creativity. In another sense, I'm sad that a good player is playing such a tough team. But I have all the respect for Matt that he's going to go out here and just done sparse and Drampa. I love that name.
Yeah,
let's do it.
It's such a
I'd like
cool
to see
team.
a couple nice wins. We saw, what was it last week that he played? Or was it this week? He got the win with the Blissey Wall, beat the Tapu Fini.
I think that was this week, so we'll go over that next week.
So, I mean, we've
cool.
seen it. I respect it, Matt. The hard mode, chaotic mode is great.
Yeah,
I am a little sad you don't have Porygon 2 on your normal team. He would fit in there nicely.
Yeah, all the respect in the world for Matt. Let's see how this game goes. So yeah, I lead off with this Pheromosa. It's Scarfed. It's basically got fighting and bug type moves. I U-turn here, which is really good because this is Tropical Berry with dual wing beat, so it's designed for me to close combat into it the first turn, and then I get nuked by dual wing beat, but the U-turn keeps me safe. Mew comes in and try to set up spikes, because again, the whole thing is just like, I just want a path for Pheromosa to do stuff. I don't care about what's in front of me that much unless it's going to set up and like get me. So I've got the light screen, I've got the spikes. It can seismic toss me all day, that's fine. Mew can die. Totally fine. I don't really get a lot out of the light screen because I spend so much time setting up spikes. But I'm kind of hoping to put him in the grinder here a little bit with Dragon Tail and like spikes. It's the wish off. And I've got Brick Break there just in case Screen Pokemon was on the other team. Unfortunately, is going to get back to full with the wish, but I get a little bit of chip off before I think I get... No, it's soft boils. And wishes.
You're just trying to stall out your light screen, I guess? Does he even have... I guess it's basically just stalling out light screen.
Yeah, a great call, I think. And then I'm going to have one turn of light screen.
What happened there? How did he get switched out?
Dragon Tail.
Oh, you Dragon Tailed there. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, Dragon Tailed. I just kind of want to put him in the grinder, and I knew like his team was mostly slower than my Mew, so most of the time I would get a guy I could like... Oh no, Dragon Tail's negative priority. Ignore me. Hyper Voice kills, but again, totally fine. I just come in with Pheromosa, and it is back to full health, but I get free chip. I do have to deal with that Blissey soon, though. Switch out because I know it's Terra.
Really... I do respect you, Austin, for definitely... This is Matt doing it on hard mode, where he did come prepared for you to have Pheromosa in close combat and just like eyes wide open, be like, I'm just trying to get the 6-0 easy.
Yep.
And he definitely came with a couple guys to be like, here's how I'm going to get around that. And the Pheromosa goes down. I don't say it's a fair fight, but it's not a completely broken fight.
Yep.
And you just kept not taking the bait and U-turning. And so smart plays there.
Thank you. Yeah, U-turn's kind of the easy button. Matt definitely came prepared. I prepped with Crazy Steve, and when I asked him to make a team to play against me, I told him the team should be called Stop Pheromosa at All Costs. And that definitely helped, so thanks for the prep, Crazy Steve. Hair Starstorm does nothing to Assault Vest, Raging Bolt. The fact that this guy was 15 points is mind-boggling to me.
The answer to your Pheromosa was probably just to try and get, like... Did you bring Defog or Rapid Spin or something?
Yeah, I've got Rapid Spin Avalugg, so I could have gone for that.
Okay.
But I
do have Rapid Spin.
Yeah, I was most afraid of the Terapagos because of Terra Shell. So I chose to go for the damage instead of getting rid of the rocks, because Pheromosa can't take any hit, so I don't care about chip. Unless unless there's like priority
Yeah.
on the other team, and there's no priority on the other team. So one opportunity to get in Pheromosa and get an attack boost on Revenge, and now there's just nothing that can be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing's super scary.
The Dundon Sparse
Dun, dun.
is not gonna, even with the Chopol Berry, isn't gonna be enough.
Yeah, not after boosts and
Nope.
spikes. And then Minchino.
No, it's Minchino just dies.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. So good game to match. Incredible prep. Worst matchup in the universe. Just with that Pheromosa being so fast and stab and. So awesome. Thanks for commentating over those games with me. Let's take a look at the standings here. Some spoilers for week 4. But what are you thinking so far? I think Sierra and Jaden and Luke are doing pretty crazy right now. And Diego, very impressed. And I think I'm kind of surprised to see Judah down here. Kind of surprised. I think Judah's had tough matchups though. I know I played against him, Sierra played against him. And I also expect Steve to keep climbing. What do you think?
Yeah, I think a couple of surprises. I agree. Judah made the playoffs last year. Was a team that came back. You know, I would have expected to see better than 0-3. But again, I do think tough start. And then definitely agree also with our newcomers. So shout out our newcomers this year.
Yep.
With Jaden and Diego.
Yep.
Two new players this year already putting up good numbers. And I think Sierra's done great with starting out 3-0 from last year, up with the big boys at the top.
Yep.
Big
Impressive.
disappointment right now. Actually, a little bit disappointed in Alex.
Oh,
Sitting
you're
at
right.
2-2, mid of the table,
Yeah.
+0 differential. I know he's had a tough schedule. He's lost to
Very
me.
tough
And he
schedule.
lost to Phil. You can't. It's hard to beat Terra, Electric, Special Attack, the champ. As everyone knows, that's definitely something to be watching out for. It's hard to beat that. So,
Yeah.
Alex,
know.
I think
Go ahead.
tough spot right now for Alex. Tough spot so far.
Yeah, I have confidence he'll climb his way back. I know I'm up against Phil this week in week 4. Sorry for the week 4 spoilers. No, I'm up against Phil in week 5 because I just played my week 4 match. So I'll be prepping my entire team for Terra Electric Special Machamp because it's the most terrifying thing, you know.
It's the new meta. Choice
It
Specs
is-
Machamp.
It is the meta, isn't it? All right, cool.
I'm yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited for the rest of the season. To all those who watch the videos, hopefully you learned something new, and hopefully everyone's having fun.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I know that was long, but it was good, and I hope it's valuable for everybody. Again, just love the culture of this this league. I'm gonna hop out of the call and close out.
All right, thanks Austin for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one. All right, gang. How about that? Another draft league watch party in the bag. We had a great time. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Jaden, for being here, and Sierra and others. What a wonderful time. Hiroki and Call Me Liv, who I think wanted to sell me a commission. I do not want to buy a commission, by the way, but yeah. Yeah, we'll be back next week with the results of week 4. No spoilers, but I did play my week 4 match right before this. At the time of this, +13, which is pretty nice. Perfect record. My kill death isn't perfect, but it's much better than last season. I feel a lot more confident in the actual matches I'm having. MVP race. Luke with big iron hands is doing pretty good. Raging Bolt is crushing it for me. Pheromosa climbing up the top 2. I think those 2 are really high up at the top, just kind of making it happen. And I think I'm going to kind of have like those sacrificial lambs like Mew and Wheezing and stuff. And then like the real killers up at the top. So that's a lot of fun. Kind of like Jaden is Metagross and Tapu Fini. Very exciting. I'm up against Doug this week, but I already had that match, so no real preview there because I don't want to get into spoilers. And then the scorecard. Let's look at the scorecard really quick. Yeah, I gotta bring some guys to more stuff. I gotta bring Weezing, Stewie, Navlog, and Glimmet to more stuff, but everybody has to come at least 3 times, so I gotta work on that. But we're certainly getting there 3, 6, and 4 and 0. That's pretty good, not too bad. Yeah, what a great stream, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. We'll be back tomorrow morning with some DK64 randomizer. Let's go freaking fracking raid somebody. Is Alta Biscuit and OBO? Yeah, let's go raid Alta Biscuit. We're gonna watch some DK64 randomizer. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. I'm your Spooky host, and I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful night rather, even though the sun never sets in the great Donk Empire. So I'll see you guys shortly. What an absolute blessing that we had tonight. Feel free to